Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network for game number 2 here of today's NAC doubleheader. CUC taking the Game 1 victory over the Inferno, a close battle, 8-7 win for CUC. I'm Kayla McLeod on the call with you, joined by Dave Daimling. Dave, we're seeing a little bit of a new lineup here for the Cougars, but a similar lineup for the Inferno. So dishing here for CUC, Megan Buska, but over at third now, Alyssa Campos is the big change in the infield. So what are we looking to see here from this CUC fielding team?
I mean, the Cougars obviously had a interesting game 1. They started off relatively slow, had a tough defensive start, but then the momentum really picked up.
And that's going to be a quick out for the Cougars as Gardner laid down a bunt and touched her in fair territory. So quickly one out on the board. Not what you're looking for Alverno to start this game off.
Yeah, definitely not. But on the other side, great start right here for Buska.
One pitch, one out as she sends that one in there for strike number 1. So Buska being effective here for CUC. At the plate for the Inferno, Wheeler, who connects on that one. That's a fair ball. Hit all the way into the left field corner. Southern able to grab it, but that's going to be a stand-up double for Wheeler to get things going.
Yeah, that one looked to bounce right on the chalk line right there. Perfectly placed double.
That's going to bring Hubley now to the plate. She's going to take that one for strike 1. Hubley in game 1, 3 for 4 at the plate. So one of the most effective hitters. Campos is going to glove it. Get the throw over in time. Looking to turn 2. Can't quite get there, but Campos, when she scooped that, she checked the runner at second, made the throw, and just some quick wheels there from Wheeler to get herself safely to third. But CUC puts 2 outs on the board, and that's going to bring Moreno up to the plate. She's going to take that one for strike 1. This one misses outside for ball 1. Buska for the Cougars coming into today, 10 appearances. This is only her 5th start as that ball's lifted into right field. Chasing it back and getting it for out number 3 is Ashley Schroll, who's made the shift from left field to right field here in game number 2. So a good inning for the Cougars. A little bit different than what we saw in game 1. Game 1 was the biggest scoring inning for the Inferno. They were able to put 6 runs up in the top of the first in game 1. So CUC turning it around and holding them scoreless in a rather quick inning. It's refreshing to see if you're the Cougars.
No doubt about it. I think getting that first 0 on the board is always going to prove to be a good momentum builder.
And for the Inferno, making her way back out to the circle is Bailey Gardner. She pitched all of game 1 for the Inferno, having a quick discussion with the umpire, but either way, she threw 100 pitches in game 1. So got to be certain that it'd be very impressive to see her go 2 full games here, as 100 pitches on the day is already a very impressive feat and tough to continue on. So seeing her come back out and make this start here in game 2 as one of the top arms for the Inferno is a good thing to see, trying to keep that momentum and really make the Cougars work, because she was effective for Alverno in game 1. CUC struggled to get some hits on, didn't get their first hit till quite some time into the game. So again, an effective pitcher against CUC.
Yeah, Coach Schmuck is fully capable of riding Gardner as much as as much as she can go. Actually, this year, in her 10 starts, she has thrown a complete game in all 10 of them. So this would be an interesting look if she didn't go the entire game. Obviously, was burnt heavily in the first game, but we'll see.
Emily Garcia leading things off for the Cougars here in Game 2. We saw her come in to pinch hit in Game 1, try to get things going where the Cougars needed it most, and now she's making an appearance here as the DP in Game number 2. Garcia was 0 for 1 in her lone plate appearance in Game 1, but looking to jumpstart some things here. She lets this one go by for strike 1. Emily Garcia batting .341 on the season, 15 hits, 9 RBIs, .409 slugging percentage. As this one misses in the dirt for ball 1. One count here for Garcia. This pitch upstairs for ball 2. In Game 1, Gardner had 4 walks and no strikeouts. Gardner walked in the game-winning run and is now going to send a free base for Garcia. That one hitting off of her. That's going to put Caitlin Smith now at the plate, but quickly Coach Schmuck taking time to come talk to his pitcher, brushing away the rest of the infield. They wanted to have that one-on-one conversation here and resettle things early on. Like we mentioned, Dave, Gardner has thrown an impressive number of innings, an impressive number of pitches, and been effective. So seems as though they have a lot of trust in her to continue to fight here.
Yeah, obviously she gave a healthy amount of runs in Game 1, but it really looks like she's the best they kind of got over there in that pitching staff. So they're going to see if she's able to keep going for her.
Smith lays down a bunt. Gardner scoops it up, and they're going to say that she was out at first. A very, very, very close call. And a wild feat there. The Cougar faithful very unhappy with that call. Graduate assistant coach Bella Archuleta, coaching first base, also unhappy with that call. But either way, that's going to put 1 out on the board. It's going to move Garcia to second, and Jess Gang now at the plate for the Cougars.
Jess looking to keep swinging that hot bat that she had in Game 1. She's 3 for 4 in the first game with 2 big doubles.
0-1 count here. Gang connects on that one, sends it foul along the third base line. Gang, one of the top hitters for CUC in Game 1, went 3 for 4 at the plate, 2 RBIs, 2 runs herself, as that one's going to stay fair and go all the way to the left field fence. Garcia's going to score. That's a stand-up double for Jess Gang, and the Cougs are on the board first.
Now going to bat for the Cougars, the third baseman, number 1, Alyssa Campos.
A big-time double from Jess Gang to keep her hot day going.
Yeah, picking up right where she left off. And they moved her from the leadoff spot into that 3-hole, giving her a couple more RBI opportunities, and she makes them pay right there.
And that's going to bring Alyssa Campos to the plate. Campos coming in here in Game 2 to play third base. She's batting .219 on the season, 9 RBIs. So an effective hitter for CUC as well. We saw Campos pitching in Game 1 for the Cougars. Pitched 1.2 innings in that game. Picked up 1 strikeout before moving to the field here in Game 2. 1-1 count with 1 out. Gardner delivers this one. Hit on from Campos, lifted into right field, getting up and underneath it. And Gang is going to tag up and safely make her way to third, but 2 outs on the board after Tatro successfully gloving that one. Mykyler Morris now at the plate for CUC. Morris 1 for 3 at the plate in game 1, 1 RBI. Was walked once as well. One 0 count here. Misses inside for ball 2. Two 0 count now. With that one in there for strike 1 makes this a 2-1 count. Gardner gets set here. She delivers this one up for ball 3.
Clear hitters count here for Mykyler, excuse me. See if she gets something good to hit here.
As that one's going to catch in there for strike number 2. Morris thought that was ball 4. Looked pretty similar to the last ball called. But either way, that's going to fill the count with 2 outs, runner on third. This one in the dirt makes it ball 4. So runners on the corner bags and Arissa Santos at the plate for CUC. In game 1, Santos was 1 for 4 at the plate. She had 2 RBIs. As this one misses up, Morris got a good jump over at first. And Hubley thought about throwing down, but Morris safely back at first. This one in the dirt gets past. Gang coming in and easily is going to score. Morris at second, but Jess Gang taking opportunities. And with that ball getting past Hubley, she's going to put this as a 2-run lead for CUC.
Yeah, CUC able to just capitalize on the mistakes being made by Alverno so far today.
2-0 count here. This one catches the outside corner, makes it 2-1. This one misses inside for ball number 3. A 3-1 count here for Santos. 2 outs, runner on second. Delivery here in the dirt. Makes it ball 4, and Morris is easily going to take third with it. As that ball got away from Hubley. Cougars now runners on the corners, and Maya Lorenas at the plates.
Starting to get a little sloppy right here so far. Alverno is in this first inning. They're going to have to snap out of it quick if they want to try and avoid a cricket number getting put up.
That one misses up for ball 1. Gardner delivers this one. Misses for ball 2, but Santos is going to take the opportunity to head to second. And that's going to take the force away from the lead runners. 2-0 count here, 2 outs. This one misses well outside, makes it a 3-0 count. Gardner already 22 pitches here in game 2, bringing her total for the day up to 122. As this one misses low in the dirt for ball 4, a free base for Lorenas.
That's definitely evident that Gardner does not have that same command and stuff that she had in the beginning of that first game. We'll see if she's able to tough it her way through this inning.
Absolutely, and fatigue definitely plays a factor here. Like I mentioned, 100 pitches in game 1 and working her count up even further here in game 2. It's a tough feat to have, and especially as a freshman, you know, still getting your feet wet in the college ball and playing these complete games is difficult. So very impressive for her, but Schroll's going to drop that one into right field. One run's going to score. Rounding is Santos. She's going to score. Lorenas safe at third. Schroll safe at first. And CUC is hot. A big-time 2 RBI single for Schroll.
Number 11, Lindley Southern.
The Cougars finding themselves in the driver's seat, able to bring every hitter up to the plate in this first inning.
Still operating here with 2 outs. Alverno has the opportunity to cut this at any point, but the CUC bats have just been hot and keeping them in this as that first pitch misses up and away. So far in this inning, CUC been 2 for 3 with runners on and in scoring position. As that one misses low for ball 2. Gardner delivers this one. In there for strike 1. 2-1 count now for Southern. Lindley Southern making her first plate appearance of the day. She's batting .300 on the season. This one upstairs. Schroll's going to take the dash to second. She's going to be safe on the throw. Lorenas is going to score as throw not quite there in time. Looks like it had potential, but popping out of the glove. And that's going to put another run on the board for the Cougars.
Yeah, I think Hubbley's just trying to find a way to get Gardner out of this inning, but unable to do so there.
2-1 count now for Southern. She swings through that one for the 2-2 count. Twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on 2. As Gardner delivers this one. Swung on, sent foul, tracking it, but can't quite get there. Was Ange Guiano. So still sitting with the 2-2 count here. The delivery misses up. And they are checking the count. We had listed on the scoreboard as 2-2, but it was, in fact, 3-2. So that was a free base for Southern.
I think the confusion might have been on that stolen base, that first and third play. I don't believe there was a call made on, I believe that was the ball, though.
So either way, that's going to put runners on first and second for the Cougars, and it's going to bring the top of the order back up. Emily Garcia now at the plate. Garcia hit by a pitch in her first appearance on the day.
Two extremely different first innings if you take a look back at that first game.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost just a reverse here, as in game one, Alverno could not be stopped and slowed down at all, and they were able to put up 6 runs in the inning, and CUC struggled to get an answer for quite some time. And here in game two, Alverno couldn't get any runs on the board in the top half of the inning, but CUC already with 5 runs here, but 2 outs. So Alverno hoping to put an end to it, but CUC just staying vigilant at the plate and looking to continue to capitalize on their momentum. 1-2 count here for Garcia. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Gardner delivers this one. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Emily Garcia goes down swinging, and Gardner able to get out of the inning, but CUC strikes first. 5 runs on the inning, and a much-needed strikeout there for Gardner, not only to get them out of the inning, but also a bit of a confidence booster. The freshman has been dishing all day today, and after giving up 5 runs in the inning, being able to close on a strikeout is a huge momentum shift, and it's a confidence booster.
Of course. I think it not only sets your offense up for great success throughout this second game, it also gives your game 2 starter a little bit of rest between the first 2 innings, and then also gives her the lead so that way she can kind of work around attack hitters however she chooses.
And that's Gardner's first strikeout of the day. So 139 pitches thrown between the 2 games so far, but on that, it's only her first strikeout. So, again, much-needed situation for the freshman. But coming back out for the Cougars is Megan Boska, as she looks to continue to have success inside the circle. And coming up to the plate for the Inferno, Dominique Tatro. In game 1, Tatro was 1 for 3 at the plate. She had 2 RBIs and 1 run herself. As waiting on the umpires' discussions here. Some very chatty umpires today. We've seen a lot of conversations popping up between the 2 of them, so ensuring that everything is on the right track. But Tatro stepping in to get things going here for the Inferno in the top of the second. First pitch, Boska delivers, is in there for strike 1. This one swung on and missed, makes it an 0-2 count here. This one, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 pitches, and Tatro goes down swinging. A big-time strikeout for Boska.
Yeah, that at bat kind of just looked outmatched overall. Just Boska showing off her arsenal and just kind of dominating her there.
Only Boska's 3rd strikeout of the season, so a confidence booster for her as well, as she delivers ball number 1 to Vinti. This ball connected on, lifted into the outfield. Coming up and underneath it is Morris for out number 2. Some quick outs here in the top of the second. Boska delivers this one right in there for strike number 1. Absolutely working in the circle here. This one misses low for ball 1. 1-1 count here. Connected on, sent foul along the third base line. Hit the netting above the Inferno dugout. One-two count here, 2 outs. This ball lifted deep into center field. Coming back and underneath it is Morris for out number 3. A very quick inning for the Cougar defense, and Boska getting the work done from the circle. And that's going to move things to the bottom of the second. CUC offense hasn't had any time to cool down because a quick inning in the field is going to allow them to come back with their bats just as hot as they left them. But we'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, and we've got a plethora of changes for you Gardner is going to close her time in the circle, and that's going to move Dominique Tatro inside the circle for the Inferno. And Caitlin Smith's going to lay a bunt down in her first at-bat. It's going to hit off of Smith. They're going to call her out for it. It did appear as though the throw bounced off of Gardner and then hit Caitlin Smith, but they're going to call Caitlin Smith out. Smith standing on first.
Yeah, I think they're going to say she was out of the baseline. So those two chalk lines right there, they're saying she was running in fair territory, getting in the way of the throw there. So they're going to call runners interference, excuse me.
Yeah, so, I mean, Coach O'Malley Fisher not going to argue it too much, but a very interesting and unfortunate circumstance for Smith. But that's going to bring Jess Gang up to the plate. But, again, let's finish getting through some of these changes in the defensive side for Alverno, because Gardner has now moved over to first base. The middle infield has stayed the same, and over at third base now is Hubley. Hubley was catching initially, but now behind the plate is Samantha Venti, who was playing first base initially. And out in right field now is Ange Guiano. So a little bit of a shuffle for the Inferno, seeing a new pitcher coming in. Taking a look at the final stat line for Game 2 here. Gardner, 1 total inning pitched, 2 hits, 5 runs allowed, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, a total of 39 pitches. But those 39 pitches don't necessarily sum everything up, because she did throw 100 in Game 1. So on the day for Gardner, 139 total pitches. So a tough outing for the freshman, but a lot of work here to be done for the Inferno as Tatro delivers ball 1. Gang over on first now.
Tatro kind of struggling to find the zone here. 5 balls in a row.
As this one drops on the plate for ball 2. Tatro, only 4 appearances on the season. This is appearance number 5. 8.1 total innings pitched. She's got 5 strikeouts on the season and 11 walks. .30 count here. And that one's going to catch in there for strike number 1.
Yeah, Cougar offense obviously being pretty selective, given Tatro's kind of struggling to find that zone.
And that's going to give Campos a free base and put runners on first and second with 1 away. And Mykyler Morris at the plate. As this ball rolling in the dirt for ball 1. One 0 count here for Morris. This one drops in the dirt for ball 2. Tatro with 2 walks already here, trying to prevent a third as that ball misses low for the 3-0 count. This one catches in there for strike number 1. 3-1 count. Tatro working herself back into this. Tatro delivers this one. Drops low for ball 4, and that's going to be 3 consecutive walks to load the bases up for the Cougars.
For the Cougars, the shortstop,
And Vinty's going to take a quick second to bring the infield in and have a quick discussion. Inferno in a tough spot here, struggling to find the zone and get things going a little bit. Their defense has been struggling here as Gardner started to see herself get a little bit fatigued and tired, and so making that pitching change. But since Tatro coming in, just struggling to kind of find that zone and really lock in for Alverno.
Yeah, she's been struggling so far with 3 consecutive walks, but the question is there anybody behind her on this pitching staff that's able to come in and kind of limit damage if she's not able to answer the call? Because on the stat book, there's only been 2 other pitchers, and only one of them had recorded an out this year, so we'll see. We'll see how long they try to ride Tatro.
Absolutely, and there is possibility that we could see Gardner enter the circle again, maybe just give her a couple innings of break here and then get her firing back for the Inferno. As we talked about in Game 1, Bailey Gardner just leading this Alverno team coming into today, 55.2 innings pitched, and the next closest pitcher for the Inferno has 12 total innings pitched, so a very big difference there in terms of consistency in the circle. But a very tough outing for the Inferno as a 3-0 count here turns 4-0 and is going to walk a run in for the Cougars. So CUC officially up 6-0 here in the bottom of the second. Maya Lorenas at the plate, bases still loaded with 1 out. This ball misses high for ball 1. Tatro delivers this one. Catches in there for strike 1.
Yeah, at this point for Tatro, it's all about trying to replicate that kind of pitch right there. Just do whatever you can to kind of fill up the zone. At this point, you just got to let your defense work for you.
Cougars staying aggressive at the plate. They have seen the consecutive walks coming from Tatro, and they're not going to stretch or try to reach for anything that, you know, could potentially pull a strike. They're going to make Tatro continue to be consistent in the circle. And Tatro really locking in to try to find that here as that one misses low for ball 3. Three-one count for Lorenas. Tatro delivers. This one misses up for ball 4. And that's going to walk in another run. And we're going to see head coach of the Inferno, Matthew Schmuck, coming out to have a discussion with his infield and try to resettle some things and spark some confidence for the Inferno. So while Schmuck is calming things down with his team, we're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Ashley Schroll at the plate for the Cougars. So you see 2 runs in this inning. Both runs have been walked in. Bases loaded, 1 out here as that ball misses inside for ball 1. Dominique Tatro still working in the circle for the Inferno. This one right down the middle for strike number 1. A beautiful pitch there from Tatro. This one connected. Sent foul from Schroll. Just getting out of the way was McKyler Morris and assistant coach for the Cougars, Dave Galicko, over on third.
Yeah, this is one of the first couple times that Tatro's found herself ahead in the count. We'll see if she's able to keep her foot on the gas here.
1-2 count for Schroll. This one connected on, sent into center field, and able to grab it for the out, but Morris is going to tag up and score. Eschbach doing a nice job of getting the out, but CUC putting another run on the board, but that's going to bring 2 outs and Lindley Southern to the plate. Southern coming, shows bunt, pulls back. Santos is going. They're going to say she was under the tag in time. A big jump from the Cougars. A great throw down from Vinty.
Yeah, very surprising there to see the double steal with 2 outs, considering the lack of command that Tatro's had so far, but it works nonetheless.
That ball drops in the dirt, makes it a 1-1 count. Even though the Cougars are operating here with 2 outs, have to imagine they're going to continue to stay aggressive. And if a ball gets past, as Southern knocks that one right down the left field line, all the way to the corner, Southern's going to take 2. 2 runs are going to score, and that's a stand-up double for Lindley Southern. And the Cougs are ahead by 10. A big-time hit for the sophomore on this team, her 4th hit of the season.
Yeah, back-to-back 5 spots in the first and second inning. And it's all come with just 3 hits.
Lindley Southern's first career double in the maroon and gold. And that ball is going to get lost from Vinty, and Southern's going to take third with ease. That's exactly what I was saying before Southern had that monster hit there, is that even though the Cougars are up big, they're going to continue to stay aggressive on the base paths and take any chances that they can if a ball gets lost somewhere. This ball dropping on the plate for ball 2. Two-0 count. This one misses inside. Garcia kind of sat on it for a second, and it prevented Southern from going. Vinty did a nice job of tracking that ball quickly. Three-0 count for Garcia. Still 2 outs. This ball misses for ball 4. And that's going to give a free base to Garcia and put Caitlin Smith at the plate. But another quick time here from Schmuck. And it does appear as though we are going to see a pitching change. The Inferno don't entirely know who's pitching. Looked like they were just kind of tossing the ball back and forth to each other, as it does look like Giselle Moreno will be the one to pitch. She's getting the face mask from Tatro. This is going to be Moreno's first appearance of the season.
And then it also looks like Tatro might be taking over duties at shortstop.
As Moreno getting some on-the-fly pitching lessons from Bailey Gardner, making do with what they've got to do here. The Inferno doing what needs to be done, but we're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Emily Garcia taking off on that pitch. Alverno really fighting through this, a little bit of adversity and trying to make things work here, but a good fight here for Moreno as that one misses for ball 2. This is Moreno's first appearance in the circle. Listed on the roster simply as an infielder, but that's going to miss for ball 3. Alverno in a tough spot here. That one misses for ball 4, and that's going to load the bases up here for Jess Gang.
The catcher, number 12, Jess Gang.
So 2 outs. Ball just needs to get put in play. As that one catches for strike number 1 for Giselle Moreno. Her first strike of the season. This one bounces just before the plate, makes it a 1-1 count.
Yeah, don't be surprised if the zone starts to open up a little bit more, given the circumstances.
Really trying to fight through here. That one misses upstairs for ball 2. This one in the dirt for ball 3. You know, as I've said, a little bit of a tricky situation for the Inferno, but being able to just get the ball over the plate regardless of speed and let the Cougars have to hit it. They're either going to take the strikes, as they do there, that one dropping in perfectly for strike 2 makes this a full count, or they're gonna put the ball in play, and then it's going to force the Inferno field to do their work as well. As Gang connects with that one, sends it into the outfield. It's going to go all the way to the wall. 1 run's going to score. Garcia's going to score. Smith is going for it. Jess Gang down at third. A huge triple for Jess Gang. 3 RBIs, and the Cougars are up by 13. A beautiful hit from Jess Gang. Moreno not too happy with it, and it does, in fact, look like we're going to get a pitching change once again. Really, really great effort from Giselle Moreno. Can't fault her whatsoever, being put in a tough situation. And as I was saying, Dave, just being able to put that ball in play, and it was a good opportunity for Gang to connect on it, but it's exactly what the Inferno needs to be doing right now, is just forcing the Cougars to hit.
Yeah, Jess kind of got served up a slow pitch softball right there, and she didn't miss it. Parked that one in the gap for another extra base hit.
So some really, really great effort from the Inferno, but it does appear as though we're going to see Bailey Gardner re-entering the game into the circle for the Inferno. So, again, some really good effort here from this freshman. She's already pitched 130-plus on the day, but in a tough spot, just not a lot of support on the pitching staff for the Inferno. It's gonna unfortunately put a lot of pressure here on Gardner. Gardner not needing much time for warm-up here. It's going to move the infield around again as Moreno is going to go back to shortstop. And that's going to put Tatro over at first. Wheeler staying at second. And Hubley staying at third. So just a couple of shifts around, getting Giselle Moreno right back to where she started. So a couple warm-up pitches here for Bailey Gardner. Taking a look at her pitch count on the day, coming back in the circle. She's at 139 total pitches on the day. Just trying to get out of the inning. Already 2 outs on the board. A runner now on third. So being able to secure this third out and get the Inferno out of a tough inning. This ball misses low for ball 1.
Yeah, Bailey Gardner has just been such a workhorse for them all year long. In just her freshman year, she's currently second in the NAC in innings pitched at over 60 innings.
As Campos connects with this one, that's going to fall into the right center gap. A similar spot. Gang's going to easily score. Campos going for 2. She's not even going to slide. And is safely in. A stand-up double for Campos. 2 outs. That's going to put Mykyler Morris at the plate.
Number 17, Mykyler Morris.
Two outs on the board. Runner on second. Gardner here delivers this one. Inside for ball 1. One 0 count here, 2 outs. This one connected on, hit into right center once again. The Cougars having a magnet over into right center. It's bouncing off of the fence. That's going to be a double for Mykyler Morris, and Campos is going to score. The RBIs are coming in hot in the inning.
Now batting for the Cougars, the shortstop, number 15, Arissa Santos.
Cougars put up 10 runs in the inning so far. I don't have the actual number in front of me, but I can't remember any other time the Cougars have put up 10 runs in one inning.
Yeah, a lot of it's been with 2 outs as well, so just kind of the ever difficult third out to record for Alverno.
As that ball is connected on, a chopper over to third, and Alverno finally able to get out of the inning. A big-time third out, much needed for the Inferno, but damage was done as we're going to head to the top of the third. CUC on top 15-0 here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network. New arm in the circle for the Cougars in number 23, Alyssa Lopez. As that's chopped over, Campos able to scoop it up and get out number 1. A little slow roller from Peabody. But with Lopez in the circle, another defensive change as Julia Pataluna entered in the right field spot. Haley Eschbach at the plate for the Inferno, trying to get some things rolling here as that first pitch in there for strike number 1. Looking at the final stat line for Meg Boska. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 1 strikeout, 7 batters faced, and a total of 17 pitches thrown. So a good outing for Boska. Picking up a much-needed strikeout in her outing just to get some confidence rolling for her as this ball is hit. Slow roller over to second, and Emily Garcia is going to field that one for out number 2. And Coach Sarah O'Malley-Fisher coming over to talk with the umpire, potentially making a change, but I didn't see a change made at all. As Gardner now going to step in, operating with 2 outs. She lets this one go by for ball 1. Lopez sends this one, misses outside, ball 2. This one misses outside, ball 3. A 3-0 count here for Gardner. Gardner 0 for 1 here in game 2. She was 1 for 4 in game 1, chasing her first hit in this game. As that one misses well inside, gives a free base to Gardner.
Now batting for the Inferno, number 19, Alex Wheeler.
Wheeler coming in for the Inferno. She's 1 for 1 on the day, has a double so far. As that misses low for ball 1. In game 1, Wheeler 2 for 4 at the plate with 1 run of her own. This ball connected on lifted, but Mykyler Morris up and underneath it for out number 3. So CUC getting things done quickly and heading back to their offensive end. Bats still hot. And one of those changes that I didn't mention was Emily Garcia entering in at second base for the Cougars, making her first field appearance of the season. But CUC still on top, 15-0, as we head to the bottom of the 3rd here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, some changes in the field for the Inferno, as Gardner still working inside the circle for them, but switching gears and now out in right field, making her first appearance of the day, Morgan Witten, junior out of Columbus, Mississippi. And shifting over to center field is Emily Anguiano, and that was going to pull Eschbach out of the lineup for the current moment. Eschbach second on the team in terms of innings pitched for the Inferno, so a possibility that we see her warming up and enter in place of Gardner at some point. But for now, Gardner still dishing in the circle, a 3-0 count here. Lorenas takes that one inside for a 4-pitch walk.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 27, Julia Pataluna.
Julia Pataluna now at the plate for CUC. Pataluna, sophomore out of Commerce City, Colorado. She's batting .231 on the season. As this pitch in the dirt for ball one. Inferno trying to control this inning a little bit more than they were able to in the last inning. Cougars put up 10 runs in the bottom of the second, and just being able to control things a little bit and not let anything get even further extended is going to be key for the Inferno, as this one catches the outside corner for strike one, makes it a 2-1 count. Gardner delivers this one in the dirt, but Lorenas is going to go, and she's going to take advantage of that one for a free base there. Lorenas was watching for an opportunity that whole time to make that dash, and successfully able to do so. Pataluna with a 3-1 count. This one misses in the dirt for a 5-pitch walk for Pataluna, and that's going to put number 9, Emmy Lucero, now to bat. She's entering here in game 2 for the first time. We saw Lucero in game 1. She was playing behind the plate for the Cougars. Lucero, very familiar. She just hops right into the batter's box, ready to go. Umpire still talking with head coach Sarah O'Malley Fisher. When she steps into the game, she means business. This pitch delivered in there for strike number 1. Lucero batting .333 on the season coming into today. In game 1, Lucero drops that one into space in left field. Is going to get all the way to the wall. Lorenas is going to score. Pataluna's holding, and that's a stand-up double for Emmy Lucero. She was 1 for 2 in game 1, and now 1 for 1 here in game 2. And that's going to bring Emily Garcia in.
Yeah, just the never-ending onslaught of the Cougar offense as they just keep slugging and keep finding their pitches to hit.
Gardner delivers this one. Connected on some good lift from Garcia, but it's going to be gloved with ease in left field, and Pataluna's going to hold at third. A good throw in to hold the runners where they are from Peabody. And we're going to see a new hitter for CUC in number 25, Eden Pufall. Pufall making her first plate appearance of the day. She's batting .286 on the season. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. We saw Pufall come in to pitch in game 1, picking up the win in that game for the Cougars. She came in and pitched 5 innings for CUC, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, no runs allowed. now having her chance at the offensive side of things. She lets that one go by for strike one. Seeing a lot of offensive changes here for the Cougars, just trying to get everybody an opportunity here. And with a comfortable lead, not really putting more stress on your usual hitters and risking anything in that process.
Yeah, on top of that, it also provides a lot more energy to the dugout overall when you're able to see some players who haven't gotten a ton of looks throughout the season.
This pitch rolling and hitting Pufall, so that's going to give her a free base to load things up. And that's going to bring Melissa Hajik to the plate.
13, Melissa Hajik.
Hajik getting her first look in game 2 here. She's batting .298 on the season. We saw her get the start in game 1, but ended up exiting rather quickly, so jumping right back into things here. So bases loaded for the Cougars, 1 out. Gardner delivers this one. It catches in there for strike 1. Gardner gets set here. She delivers this one. Connected on from Hajik. That's back. That's almost at the top of the fence. It's going to drop in left field. Peabody able to get it in. Can't get the throw in time for anything. So Melissa Hajik with an RBI single puts the Cougars up 17-0 for Alyssa Campos.
Number 1, Alyssa Campos.
Campos 1 for 2 on the day today. As Gardner delivers that one low for ball 1. Bases still loaded, 1 out. Interestingly enough, in the last inning, the Cougars were finding a lot of success on the right side of the field, and so far here finding a lot of success on the left side of the field. So kind of moving things around in terms of where they're hitting the ball.
Yeah, Cougars doing a really good job. Just take whenever Gardner's willing to give them.
As Campos swings through that one for strike 2. Gardner ahead in this count. This one misses outside, ball 2. Two-two count here. This one swung on from Campos. She kind of tried to check her swing, but it came off of her handle anyway. Makes it still a 2-2 count.
Gardner really trying to grind through this at-bat here.
This one in the dirt, ball 3. Full count here, bases loaded, 1 out. This one swung on, sent foul right towards the Alverno dugout. Still a full count here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Gardner trying to get out of this at-bat. As Campos sends this one foul towards Division Street. Narrowly missing a car. Three-two count here, Gardner. This one popped up from Campos. Coming in and underneath it. Able to secure the out, but Lucero is going to tag and score easily. Runners will advance, But another run on the board for the Cougars.
Number 17, Michaela Morris.
Two outs now here for the Inferno. Michaela Morris at the plate for CUC. She lets the first pitch go by for ball one. Gardner, 70 pitches here in game two, puts her at 170 on the day. This ball misses low for ball two. This one connected on from Morris. That's back. That's deep at the wall. That's a big-time home run from Michaela Morris. Bingo, bango, bongo. There it is.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing missing for this Cougar offense so far today. It was a big-time homer.
That ball dead center of the field. Tracking it back and ultimately just looking at it and watching that thing sail over, and it cleared the fence with plenty of height, and CUC now leads 21-0. A big time hit there from Morris, and that's going to bring Arissa Santos to the plate. That's Morris's second home run of the season. As that one catches the outside corner for strike one. 0-2 count here. Connected on from Santos, hit into shallow left. Coming up and underneath it is Peabody for out number 3. So the Inferno get out of the inning, but CUC doing some damage, 6 runs, and most likely going to see a couple of changes here for the Cougars. But Alyssa Lopez coming back into the circle for CUC, so we're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Inferno trying to combat this hot CUC offense. Alyssa Lopez still dishing in the circle for the Cougars, and she delivers strike number 1 to Hubley. Some defensive changes for the Cougars. Number 9, Emmy Lucero in left field, as that ball is lifted and out of here from Hubley. That's how you answer right back for the Inferno. A solo home run for Alyssa Hubley. A much-needed momentum boost for the Inferno. Get themselves on the board here in game number 2 and just try to spark some momentum a little bit.
Yeah, what a great swing right there. Trying to catapult her offense back into this.
That's Alyssa Hubley's first home run of the season, and coming at a much-needed time for them. So some great efforts there from the Inferno to try to work their way back into this. And that's going to put Giselle Moreno at the plate. But rounding out those defensive changes for the Cougars, Emmy Lucero in left field, Melissa Hajik in center field, Julia Pataluna in right field. At third base is Joe Anderson. Still at short, Arissa Santos still at second. Emily Garcia still at first. Maya Lorenas. Alyssa Lopez. As that ball is lifted into center field. And a base hit there for Moreno. And I believe I misspoke. I said that Hajik was in center field. Hajik's actually catching now for the Cougars. Morris still in center field. And head coach of the Cougars, Sarah O'Malley-Fisher, coming out to have a quick discussion with Lopez.
Yeah, give up a couple barrels, just a little comfort right there from the head coach, just trying to calm her down, make sure she still keeps filling up the zone.
Alyssa Lopez trying to get things done here for the Cougars. Alverno putting up their first runs of the day in this inning. Lopez, 8 appearances on the year. This makes appearance number 9. As this ball's a chopper up the middle, Santos makes the diving effort, can't quite get there. That's going to be a base hit.
Now batting for the Inferno, number 51, Sam Vinti.
Vinti at the plate for the Inferno. Runners on first and second, no outs. A really good spot for Alverno to be in here. As this ball catches the outside corner for strike number 1. As this ball is connected on scent foul along the first base line. Oh, 0-2 count here. That ball misses low and away for ball 1. Lopez working her way back into this count here. This ball misses up and in, makes it a 2-2 count. This one in the dirt. Hajik keeping it in front of her to stop any movement from the runners. Three-two count here. This one up and away makes it ball 4, gives a free base and loads the bases for the Inferno. And
obviously, it's a big score differential at the moment, but these are kind of those opportunities that could give you the difference in getting another look later down the road. So you got to make sure you take advantage of it when you're getting your opportunities.
Absolutely. And Lopez trying to work out of a jam here. Bases loaded for Emily Anguiano. 2-0 count here. No outs here in the top of the 4th as Lopez delivers strike number 1. Sun's starting to shine here in River Forest for the first time. Been a bit of an overcast here today as that ball's connected on, hit into right field. Underneath it And Alverno's going to score on the sack fly. Pataluna able to collect it and get the throw in, just not in time. So the Inferno slowly chipping away here, puts 2 runs up in the inning and only 1 out on the board. Peabody at the plate for Alverno. She lets that one go by for strike 1. This one, a chopper over towards third, but it's going to roll foul. This one misses up and in, ball 1. Lopez dishes this one, misses low and away. Levels the count at 2 apiece. This one connected on hit. Getting up and underneath it in foul territory is Lorenas for out number 2. And that's going to bring Morgan Witten to the plate for the first time today. Witten still chasing her first hit on the season. As this one misses low and away for ball 1. Witten connects on this one, sends a foul off of the first base netting. One and one count here. This one catches in there for strike number 2. This one, a slow roller over to third. Joe Anderson scoops it, gets the throw for out number 3. And that's going to do it for the top of the 4th. But Alverno officially getting themselves on the board with 2 runs. But CUC still on top 21-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, new hitter in for CUC, number 33, Jillian Herman, freshman out of Des Plaines, Illinois, as that one misses for ball one. Gardner still dishing for Alverno. Herman popping this one up into some troubled area and holding on to it for out number one was Wheeler. Great diving effort there to get the out. Julia Pataluna now at the plate for CUC. This one misses away for ball one. Gardner, 78 pitches here in game two, 178 on the day. This one misses in the dirt, makes it ball a 2-0 count. This one fouled off by Pataluna. Brings us to a 2-1 count. This one connected on, dropped into right field. That's going to get past Witten, and that's going to be an extra base for Pataluna. That's going to put Emmy Lucero back at the plate for CUC. This ball catches in there for strike one. This ball connected on, sent foul along the third base line, bouncing off of the dugout for the Inferno. This one connected on, sent over to short, able to scoop and get the throw with the stretch. Tatro able to hold on to that one for the out. And that's going to bring Emily Garcia up to the plate, top of the order for CUC. Garcia swinging on that one, fouls it off. This one connected on, sent foul from Garcia. Oh, 2 count for Garcia. 2 outs on the board. Gardner trying to make this a quick inning. Gardner delivers this one. Connected on from Garcia. That had some pop to it, and that's another one over the fence. Emily Garcia with her home run on the day. Bingo, bango, bongo, home run! CUC is on fire. Garcia's first home run of the season. A big-time home run from the Cougars makes this a 23-2 game.
With that big blast right there from Garcia, that will tie the record for most runs scored in a game in program history at 23 runs. Last time that was dates back to April 25th of 2009.
A big-time feat for the Cougars here, especially given how the day started after falling behind to the Inferno in Game 1 and spending that entire game working their way back into it to see their bats come to life here in Game 2. And like you mentioned, Dave, tying the program record here and doing so only in the bottom of the fourth here is a huge feat for the Cougars. As that one in there for strike number 1. One and one count here. This one connected on from Pufall. A nice grab over at third from Kubley for out number 3. Gets out of the innings, but the Cougars doing some damage in the process. Another 2 runs on the board. So seeing potentially some other adjustments as head coach of the Cougars, Sarah Malley-Fisher, talking to the umpire. But as we head to the top of the 5th, the Inferno needing to put some more runs on the board if they want to continue playing this game, as the run rule will take place after this inning. So Alverno needing to cut into this, currently trailing by quite a bit, needs to be within 10. So Alyssa Lopez still dishing in the circle for the Cougars, but we're going to take a quick break as we head to the top of the 5th here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Alyssa Lopez still dishing in the circle for CUC. And at the plate for the for the Inferno is Bailey Gardner, but switching it up, hitting right-handed here.
Yeah, a little funky considering even at the start of the game against the starting pitcher for the Cougs, Buska, she was hitting left-handed, so maybe having a little bit of fun with it here in this game.
As she takes the 1-2 count here, CUC on top 23-2, so the Inferno needing to put up 14 runs here in this inning to keep this game rolling. As the 2-2 count here for Gardner. That ball misses low and away for ball 3, fills this count here. Lopez delivers this one, swing and a miss, strike 3. Lopez picks up her first strikeout of the day.
Now batting for the Inferno, number 19, Alex Wheeler.
And Wheeler now at the plate for the Inferno. 2 outs to operate after that strikeout there. This one put into some space in left center, getting all the way to the wall. Morris able to get there and collect it. The throw to second, not in time. A great rocket of a throw from Morris. Just bobbled around a little bit by Garcia. I think she was anticipating Santos to hit that cutoff, but that throw was directly to Garcia. But either way, that's going to be a double for Wheeler and hand things over as the Inferno try to find some new life here. Hubley at the plate. She swings at the first pitch. She sees, fouls that off of the netting behind home plate.
Yeah, Hubley in charge of that big solo shot from last inning.
Got things rolling for the Inferno, helped them put their only runs of the day up on the board. In the process, that was her first home run of the season. As she swings through that one for strike number 3. 2 consecutive strikeouts for Alyssa Lopez. And down to their final out. That's going to bring Giselle Moreno to the plate, trying to get things going. This one gets away from Lopez a little bit, but Hajiq able to rope it in. This one connected on, but hit over to Maya Lorenas, who's able to grab that, and that's going to do it here. CUC taking a monster 23-2 victory. A hard-fought battle on both sides of things, but CUC really finding their juice here in game number 2. Looking at those final stat lines for the Cougars, a big day overall. Jess Gang, 2 for 2 at the plate, 4 RBIs, 3 runs herself. Emily Garcia, 1 for 3 at the plate with 2 RBIs, 3 runs herself. Mykyler Moore is 2 for 2 at the plate, 4 RBIs and 3 runs herself. So a lot of good things from the Cougars as far as their offense. And on the defensive side, getting it done quickly. Meg Buska pitched 2 innings for the Cougars, only gave up 1 hit, no runs, 1 strikeout in 7 batters faced. She only threw 17 total pitches. And Alyssa Lopez came in and handled business for the last 3 innings of the game. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 15 batters faced for a total of 47 pitches. And that's just an all-around outing for the Cougars. Meanwhile, they're holding themselves pretty perfect in the field. No errors here in game 2 from CUC. But on the flip side here for Alverno, struggling to get things going on the offensive side. Wheeler went 2 for 3 at the plate, had 2 doubles in the game. Hubley, 1 for 3 at the plate, 1 RBI on her solo home run. Tatro, 1 for 2 at the plate. And on the pitching side of things, 3 arms working for CUC as Gardner reached 91 pitches here in game 2, making her total for the day 191, a really, really high-pitched day for the freshman. Tatro throwing 35 total pitches in her .2 innings pitched, and Moreno throwing 10 total pitches on the day. So Gardner really shining here for the Inferno, kind of keeping things together and responsible for getting them back into it and kind of slowing down that Cougar offense a little bit. But a really impressive outing from the freshman. As we get ready to wrap things up, CUC on top in game 2, 23-2. But before we do, we want to remind everybody not to go anywhere because we will have a post-game interview with someone from the Cougars. And I want to give a huge shout-out to everybody that made today's production possible, running stats for us. Our Assistant Director of Athletic Communications, Corey Welch, doing in-stadium PA for us, Eric Perry operating the scoreboard, Jalen Franklin, and running our live stream today, Courtney Schneider, and graduate assistant for athletic communications, Sydney Lloyd. Dave joining me on the call, and as always, I'm Kayla McLeod. Thank you so much for joining us on the Cougar Sports Network, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a post-game interview. What's going on, Cougar fans? Kayla McLeod here on the Cougar Sports Network, joined by Emily Garcia here after a fantastic game for you guys. I mean, overall, as a team, picking up a monster win such as 23-2 it's always good, but turning and shifting that momentum to you a little bit. First game back in the field, making your first appearance at second base on the season. You've been hitting well, but how does it feel just to get back out in the field?
It felt awesome. I loved it. I really did miss going back out there and just kind of being out there. Like, I'll be out there in practice, kind of limited, but today was like the first day that I was actually out there and was able to do everything that I wanted to do, and it was awesome.
Absolutely. So before we jump into that monster win here in Game 2, I want to rewind and talk about Game 1 a little bit. You guys fell behind early in the first inning, giving up 6 runs, and you spent the rest of the game trying to work your way back. But you did. You came back, and you guys were able to hold the Inferno to one more run after that first inning, and you guys actually came back and took the 8-7 victory. So what was it like as a team for you guys to kind of fall behind early on and then spend the entire game working back? How did you guys get there?
It was kind of like we just had to forget the first inning happened. We have to erase it and then just kind of come back and think of it as a 0-0 ball game, to keep on chipping away, keep on just having our pitchers back and doing whatever we can to keep on working, keep on moving. We knew we could beat them. We knew we had the bats. We know we had them on the field. We just had to keep on chipping away and pushing.
Absolutely, and that you did. Obviously, you guys came back and you were able to pull that win. And then heading into Game 2, you guys started out right away. You guys continued to have hot bats, and you guys didn't show any signs of slowing down. And, I mean, picking up more runs than the scoreboard could hold in the inning as it rolled over because you had passed 10 runs in one inning. And, you know, in my recent memory being here, I don't ever remember that happening. So it was a high-scoring game for you guys, but not only were you seeing that your guys' bats were hot, but you were seeing it from a lot of different people. So obviously we have to talk about your first home run of the season, a big feat, and it was an awesome momentum boost for you, for the team in general. But what's it like to have so many hitters that everybody's just kind of stepping in and stepping up?
I feel like it's really good. I honestly have complete faith in everyone who's up there, like in different situations, like whether the game's 0-0, whether we're up by 10, 20, or if we're down by 5. I know that I have faith in a lot of the girls to go up in their box and get a hit and and just score people and just kind of keep on working and doing a job.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the last thing that we're going to touch on is your guys' pitching staff. Rewinding to Game 1, Eden Pufall coming in, and she really dished for 5 innings and, you know, held the Inferno scoreless in that time frame to be able to close out and kind of give your hitters way. And then coming into Game 2, Meg Buska, she threw for 2 innings, and then Alyssa Lopez came in for 3 and really just was effective on that. So as a fielder and a hitter, how does it feel knowing that you guys have a pitching staff that is putting in the work and being able to kind of give you guys the opportunity to do what you need to do?
I feel like it's really good, especially as a fielder. I mean, today was the first day I was back out there, but like just watching from the dugout and just kind of seeing everyone, it's really good to know that we have a lot of pitchers that will have each other's back as well in case something goes wrong. Or it's just really good to know that we all kind of just have each other's back. And with the pitching staff, they do a really good job with picking each other up if anything goes wrong. But they also do a really good job with shutting stuff down.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on such a huge sweep. This makes 4 conference games in a row right here in the last 24 hours or so after you guys picked up 2 wins yesterday against Edgewood. So enjoy that this little bit of a win streak here happening and kind of building on that momentum. But thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said, I'm Kayla McLeod, joined by Emily Garcia. But for all things CUC softball, highlights, pictures, stats, rosters, schedules, and more, you can find everything at cucougars.com. You're not going to want to miss anything for this CUC softball team as they are hot and riding this momentum. So wanting to say, as always, go Cougars.
Thank you for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.